New Year, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Shorty and Starbucks. Shorty's in Starbucks. All right. Dismantle the master's house, you got to use the master's tools. It's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, social media for social changes. I went to jail in Illinois, and I went to jail in Maryland to end the war on drugs. I went to jail in 1986. I turned in guns and drugs to the police to end the violence. 2020, if you want to talk about ending the violence in Baltimore, you got to have a conversation about ending the war on drugs. Hassan Giordano, Catalina Bird, Ricky Vaughn, Mary Washington, Kathleen Pugh, Robert Hur, Patrick Fitzgerald, President Trump, Henry Spikes III, Harry Spikes. Yeah, we're going to talk about how long y'all been doing this. Because, see, I turned in guns and drugs to the police in '86. And in 2007, I went to file a class action lawsuit to end the war on drugs. You stopped the violence and the murder and the death in white community by ending prohibition. So in 2007, I want to do the same thing here. We're going to talk about I Am Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? Like I said, I got everything I got. I did it in a documentary form. I don't have the money and the funds like other individuals. I got skills and abilities. When I came to Baltimore in 1991, I told you I had marketing. Yeah, I got the skills that I need to do what I do. All I need is this. In 2020, we're going to end this where we started this in a court of law. I'm going to be very, very, very disrespectful to the powers that be because you've been disrespectful to me. Peter Franklin's supposed to give me an audit since 2008. When I started this, I gave you this. I told you I was the king of what I do. I'm the king of talking shit and I can back it up. I started using toilets because toilets is a common denominator. It's international. Everybody uses a toilet. And I use toilet for art and activism. When I put that toilet in front of the Towson courthouse, it was about Scott Shellenberger. It was about Greg Bernstein. It was about Gov.O'Malley and his mom machine. It was how you incarcerate Black Baltimore City and Black Baltimore County using the courts to do it. Operation Greylord. I named the judges, the lawyers, and the politicians that participated in it. Bobby Zirkin, Valario, Cheryl Glenn, Kathleen Pugh, Brian Frost, Doug Gansler. Dog, I named y'all. It took me 13 years to get this together because you took my truck, you took my computer, you made me homeless, you took everything I had. You stripped me of everything that I owned in this world except my drive and my ambition. Dog, I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicagoland. I'm from a place called Zion, Illinois. When I started this fight in '86, I was willing to die for this because you was killing our kids. So in 2007, I was willing to die for this because my son was murdered in Chicago. If I was out there selling dope from 1977 to 1990, and I was taking a chance of killing and dying every day, dog, don't you think I'm willing to take that same chance now? I put my guns down, and I picked my camera up. And I picked this camera up, I can click, aim, and shoot, watch you die 1,000 times, put that shit on rewind. Ask Shellenberger, ask Governor O'Malley, ask Governor Hogan, ask Bernstein, ask Mosby, because I got y'all all on film, and I made a book out of y'all. Ty Jackson and Mary Mubala and Richard Sher did the first story on me in 1997. It's a hard look story. You can Google it. Square off. Let's square up. 2020. All right. The Baltimore Sun did a story on me. I was the Beltway Gourmet. I did all these wonderful things in Baltimore. But because of my politics, because I'm a black radical Republican, because I want to end the war on drugs, you started demonizing me and calling me a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist. I'm Shorty. I'm good at what I do. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention and listen to the story that I'm going to tell you. Starbucks and Shorties. I've been doing this at Starbucks for 10 years. So I'm going to send this to Starbucks and have Starbucks. Yeah, Starbucks for 10 years. Yeah. I got a lot of dumb shit with me and watch the shit I do to you. That's Ty Jackson. All right, I was insured when I started this for $1 million. I was insured with Insurance Incorporated. I wanted to show the money that Insurance Incorporated, Bank of America, SunTrust Bank spend in Annapolis, the money that they spend to lock up Black Baltimore. I was insured. was insured, and I asked for a federal. I asked for a federal and state audit. I'm a whistleblower. You locked up a whistleblower, not once but twice. You locked me up in Illinois and locked me up in Maryland. Yeah, I'm a whistleblower. Mosby got that. I'm a whistleblower. I was supposed to be in Las Vegas in 2011. I was supposed to be burying my mother. My mother died February 2nd, 2011. I blew the whistle on Scott Shellenberger, Greg Bernstein, Judge Turnbull, Bobby Zirkin, and Gov.O'Malley's Mom Machine. I made a movie about your prison industry, and I was taking it out to California to sell it. Well, 9 years later, I'm going out to California and sell it again. Matter of fact, I ain't even going to California. I'm getting ready to put this shit on a PDF file, and I'm gonna send it to different people. This whole thing is all about Baltimore. I got 13 years, and I got all I need, because when you kidnapped me, you took my property. That's a body attachment. Revenge is a best served cold, and it's cold as it gets. It's January 1st, 2020. You stole property from me in 2007, and you stole property from me in 2011 and 1986. The state of Illinois and the state of Maryland are participating in fraud in the court. Operation Greylord. Robert Herr of the Department of Justice said he'd accept my whistleblower's application. If you go to the Inspector General in Baltimore City at City Hall, they have my whistleblower's application. It has Brandon Scott on it. It has Bill Henry on it. It has Mayor Pugh on it. It has Mary Pat Clark on it. We're going to talk about the laws that y'all been writing since 2004 to lock up Black Baltimore and the money that you made off of it. We're going to talk about Bobby Zirkin, Fred the bail bondsman. We're going to talk about the money that y'all gave Bobby Zirkin out in Group Chris last year. I work with Out for Justice. I am the founding member of the Baltimore Block. Yeah, I work with homeless advocacy, and I work with prisoners' right advocacy in Baltimore. Everybody know me. This is my resume. This is my resume. Yeah. Administrative assistant to the engineering officer on the U.S.S. Mississippi. I know longitude and latitude. You better change your attitude, because I know where them drugs come from. That's my resume. So you know I'm not this ignorant, dumb black person that you thought I was. I'm country dumb, but I'm city slick. Honorably discharged veteran of the United States Navy, and you treated me like a terrorist. You took everything I owned. You made me miss my daughter's graduation. You did a lot of things to me, but this is America, being black in America. Like I said, I am Dred Scott. I had to do this because it had to be done. People talk about it, but nobody do nothing about it. I chose to do something about it. I need a federal and a state audit on Jace Grill. A federal and a state audit. Jake Davis, James Hammond wrote an illegal lease on February the 8th, 2008. That releases me from all financial responsibility of the store. But Jake Davis was using my name to make money in 2008. Paul Weinblatt is gonna go to jail because he participated in this fraud. He was my accountant. Paul Weinblatt should have never talked to Jake. He should have shut that shit. He should have shut that store down. James Hammond owes me for the rent for the remainder of my lease. Now, Chief Johnson knew this. Greg Bernstein knew this. Governor O'Malley knew this. And Scott Shellenberger knew this. Judge Turnbull knew this. But y'all participated in fraud and locked me up and charged me with terrorism in 2011. Y'all permitted Jake to run this store illegally and he still ain't paid the taxes. Deron Battle, Jake Davis, Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr. Dwayne Gerald Davis Jr. forged the signatures on the checks. My daughter, Sierra Monique Davis, is an accountant, and she's seen the checks, and she knew who it was off the bat. Jake Davis committed perjury in court when he said he didn't know who signed the checks. It's on court record. Shellenberger was in the court. I had witnesses in the court. So Jake Davis, 2020, you going to jail for perjury, income tax evasion, identity theft, and fraud. Deron Battle, Gerald Davis, Darlene Davis, all of y'all together. You committed federal income tax evasion. You also committed postal violations because you went in my postal box without my name, without my signature, without my permission. You went in there and answered mail. You participated in fraud. So Governor Hogan, Brian Frost, state prosecutor, get them charges. I got sole proprietorship. Nobody can sign my checks. Nobody can sign my checks. Scott Shellenberger had that information and he threw it in the garbage. The Department of Justice had this information. They threw it in the garbage because your prison industry is your cash cow. I gave you a Shorty program. I gave you the Shorty program. And my program was self-sustaining. I could finance it on my own. I didn't need the government, and y'all hated that. I came up with a program that we could do. You want to end the violence? You got to give them a career. You got to give them a chance. You got to give them an opportunity. I gave you all that right here. My program gives you careers, not jobs. It gives you careers, and it teaches you how to be an entrepreneur. All right. You want to stop the violence in the war on drugs? The same way that you gave the Sousa an audit, I want a federal and state audit too. Peter Frankine, I want an audit. If you give me an audit, Scott Shellenberger is going to jail. Judge Turnbull, all Judge Turnbull's records, all of Bobby Zirkin's records, all of Cheryl Glenn's records. Mayor Pugh is going to be my witness. Mayor Pugh is my witness, plus the testimony in Annapolis for the last 10 years. We're going to end this where we started this at, in a court of law. Y'all made me famous for toilets. 2020, I'm going to run with that. 2020. See the names? You can do what you want to. You ain't got to give me the federal request. Like I said, I was making a movie and a documentary, and I got everything very well documented. Mayor Pugh, Senator Pugh is my main witness. See that? Maryland Black Caucus. (2009), long before I got locked up in 2011. You took everything that I had in my truck and my computer, my truck. You took everything I had at my house, and you thought that you took all my documents, but I had my documents stashed in other places. So now I'm pulling your card. Maryland Black Caucus. When I came to Annapolis, I went to GOP Carter's office. I seen Karen York, I seen Nicole Mundo, and I seen Christopher Williams. GOP Carter has done nothing since 2009. I got it on film. I was gang busting down in Annapolis. So January 2020, January 8th, I'm coming down there. I'm coming down there with this. And you're gonna give me my property. You're gonna prosecute Scott Shellenberger, and you're gonna dismantle this criminal enterprise that Governor O'Malley created. Are we clear on this? I want Senate Bill 374. Senate Bill 374 is accessing the grand jury, to give me a private citizen access to the grand jury. I want access to the grand jury, and we're going to take this in front of the grand jury. We're going to take all this in front of the grand jury, baby. I'm out $2.6 million in lost wages. The insurance policy that I had showed you that it was worth $1 million. The truck was worth $6,000. Rent that you owe me was another $8,000, $9,000. The contents of the truck, the 13 movies, was $130 million. The state of Maryland got to come up with that money. The state of Maryland, Kai Jackson, Mary Mubala, Vic Carter. Yeah, making a movie ain't against the law. Kidnapping is. You kidnapped me for the contents of my vehicle. The contents of that vehicle was worth $130 million. You had means and motive and opportunity. Yeah. I told y'all knew about this, because here go the letter that shows you that you knew about it. You use Scott Shellenberger, you use Judge Turnbull, you use Judge Souter, you use Judge Papaya, you use Judge Bell, you use Judge Pearson to shield the corruption in the courts, and you use Frank Conway's office to destroy evidence. Frank Conway destroyed all the evidence that I submitted in 2010. When I got locked up in 2011, you wiped my files clean. Because this was in my file, and it's not there no more. This was in my file. This was in my file in my criminal complaint against Governor O'Malley, SunTrust Bank, Bank of America. I had a $54 million lawsuit. It was supposed to be heard in February of 2011. You locked me up so I couldn't file that $54 million lawsuit. Right here. Federal and the state audit. When y'all indicted Pew and Pew pleaded guilty, I made sure that I was in the front row. When I was in the front row, I gave my whistleblower's complaint to Mr. Hur, Robert Hur. Also got a complaint from 2015 when I started this. The letter on this email, the letter on this videotape is to President Obama, President Bush, President Obama, and President Trump. Like I said, y'all seen me testify or give my at the hearing the other day about the film industry and bringing money and tax credits for film. Yeah, I need tax credits and money for this film that I'm getting ready to make. Matter of fact, I just need my money that you'll owe me. I don't need no tax credits. I need that 2.5 million. I need that 130 million, because I'm getting ready to make some film studios here. All the money that I get from you, when I sue you, we're gonna build up Baltimore. We're gonna be becoming the West Coast of the film industry. Like I said, Amnesty International, Shorty, yeah, Shorty. Y'all locked me up for this. You locked me up because I was applying for Martin Luther King's job, and I had the balls and the brains to do it. I was gonna have the Hispanic people not clean the hotels, not cut your grass. We was gonna shut Baltimore down. Y'all couldn't let me do that. Yeah, I was gonna get the Hispanics and the blacks to join together. Then we're gonna start getting voters. We're going to join the Republican Party, blacks and Hispanics, to make the Republicans deal with racism. And we're going to still do it. We're going to still do it. You're going to have to deal with these, if you like it or not. President Trump got this information. So 2020, you got to deal with mass incarceration, the prison industry, and you got to deal with them kidnapping me in Illinois and in Maryland. I am Dred Scott. I petition my government. GOP Carter got this. Mayor Pugh got this. Governor Hogan got this. Governor O'Malley got this. Yeah. It's the supporters of Shorty's, and it's like 15 pages. I got over 4,500 white people signed up to sit here and have my case heard. 4,500 white people stood behind this black man. 4,500, and their names is right here. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. And we're going to pay attention to mass incarceration in your prison industry. You feel me? I went home on vacation. I came back on probation. But while I was in jail, I blew the whistle. I was exposing the corruption in the courts and the mass incarceration. I'm a whistleblower. December 2009. Gonna file a class action lawsuit 2020. A class action lawsuit. Grand jury. Inmates in Baltimore County. I got 500 inmates in Baltimore. Yeah, y'all cut me off.